y'all want to update? Well, you may be wondering, Logan, what are you doing up there? I don't know.
All right, enough of that. Let's get into it. The 160 gallon is getting massive with tons of different corals, fish. Everything we've added to this tank is looking wild lately, especially with mangroves growing out of the top. I've actually pulled out 2 or 3 mangroves just because they're getting too big out of the top. I don't know if that's just nutrient wise or what, but shout out to GlassCages and all of our friends that have helped out with this tank. Tim, Heather, Senior Health Solutions, Brian, all you guys are doing awesome. Senior Health Solutions donated the sump for this tank. Tim and Heather actually helped build the stand and everything too, so this thing looks awesome. This tank has just been amazing for the store the whole time that we've had it. Anyone that walks in sees this thing as like a staple of the store, besides our good friend Elvis over there in the pond. Everyone obviously loves him too. But this tank has just grown like crazy, and this thing's only been set up for about 6 months now, so it's pretty wild that it's been taking off so fast. And all we dose in this is Seachem products. We do Refusion 1, 2, and then we do Aqua Vitro fuel and just feed the corals and stuff in their basic foods like reefroids and stuff like that. We really don't dose much. As far as lighting goes, we stuck with the AI Prime 16 HDs. These lights have been working like amazing. I don't have anything bad to say about them. Probably in the future we're going to upgrade to hydras, I do believe. But for right now, I think the corals are getting enough par. They're all happy. Everything looks great. We haven't had any crashes, so we're just going to stick with that. As far as filtration goes, we've made a few modifications since the last time that we've really showed this tank about 5 months ago. It's a little messy under here, and it's going to be a little bit loud. But right now, it looks like we've got a full protein skimmer. We've got the Simplicity protein skimmer. We've got an auto top off from Red Sea. Basically just filter socks. We've got, biomedia. We're growing Shado at the bottom and a UV sterilizer, and I think literally that's it. You can almost count the mangroves at the top as filtration as well. But this tank is so simple, and it runs super smooth. Right now we've got probably, I don't know, Bryce, what do you think? How many fish do we have in here?
50, 40, 50? I don't know.
I'd probably say 50, yeah. We got about 50 fish in here, maybe, 50 to 70 inverts in here as well. We have to be really careful when we're adding fish to this tank, just because basically what's going to happen is Purplelicious, our purple tang, is super vicious. We made the mistake last week by putting a sailfin tang in there right away after it was quarantined, and she tore it to shreds, so I had to move him from the tank. So now we've got a baby powder blue in here, and I know all the tang police are going to go crazy and say there's too many tangs in here, but we should be okay. Right now we've got them in a fish quarantine box, and what we're doing is we're letting the fish see this fish for probably a couple weeks before we actually introduce him to the tank. Reason being is because if obviously we put him right in there, then he's going to be toast. Purplelicious is not the friendliest of fish, and you should always add a purple tang last. That should be the last fish you add in your tank, always. We've got a lot of rare corals in here though too. We've got a lot of cool stuff like this one right here. Go ahead and show this one, Bryce. Can't really see it, it's closed up right now. This is a yellow Tonga leather, really pretty leather. Obviously right now it's kind of mad. We just put it in there yesterday, so it really doesn't even have its full color. When this thing's fully open, it'll be bright yellow. One of the only real bright yellow leathers that you can get in the hobby. And then above it you've got a weeping willow toadstool, which is really cool. Shout out to Tyler from Inland Reef. He actually gave us that. We got that from a local swap, and that's a staple in the tank too. I mean, it's such a pretty toadstool compared to other ones that are just normal and pink and green. This one might change color when it's older, who knows. Even if it doesn't, it's okay, because just the long tentacles of it look super rad. I love this. Mike Wachowski, he's a good customer of ours, dropped off this guy right here. I think I actually had 2 pieces of this, and it's sold. This is some bubble coral, and it looks really pretty too. It's got really good color. Nothing in this tank is for sale. I know the very first time I made this video, I said everything's for sale at the right price, but I just can't part with anything out of here. This tank is running too smooth, you know, it looks too good. It's just one of those things, if I start pulling stuff out, then we're gonna have issues with the tank. In this tank, we've got a lot of rarities though too, such as we've got a blue Smurf coral. You can't really see them. It's a type of Symposium hybrid. We had 6 of these guys, and they sold within just, I think, 30 minutes. I sold them all. It was kind of crazy. So the bright blue coral, I'll try and get some more videos of that later. Usually when it's closed, it looks a lot better. We've got some really cool torches. We've got some dwarf scullies, but the rare fish in here are really what does it for us. We've got, you know, the yellow tangs, the purple tangs. We've got the yellow hybrid Scopus tang everyone loves in here and tries to persuade me all the time to sell, but I will not. That's my dude Sunny D. We love that guy. Let's see, we've got some awesome elegance corals, pink tips. We're probably going to really start going crazy with the corals here in a little bit, but next thing we have to do, the only issue we have with this tank is not enough flow. The only reason we don't have enough flow is my fault. I'm not going to add power heads because I think that'd take away from the look of it. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to upgrade the pumps, and we're going to put bigger pumps on the inside so they pump out more water. Because what's happening is the water's actually rotating in a circle, so every time the tank gets, you know, it stop and go and stop and go. That's enough for the corals. I don't even know what I'm saying right there. That doesn't make sense. Basically, we need more flow in the tank. So we're going to get bigger pumps, and that way we can actually have a good rotation, and it's going to stop and go and stop and go. That way it's not constant because corals don't like that. But you know, you figure if you have power heads on here, it kind of just takes away from the look of the actual cube tank. And I already took away from it a little bit just because we added this freshwater tank, which I wasn't gonna do, but at the same time I felt like I was kind of wasting space right here. And now this is gonna be, once we get rid of this frontosa, this is gonna be a planted freshwater tank with just tons of plants in it. And we're actually gonna run CO2 and all that stuff in it, so it'll be kind of a useful tank, so we can sell out of it and stuff too. Not to mention, like, if you look right here, like kind of get this angle, it really doesn't look that bad sitting there. Like, I don't think that looks bad at all. What do you think?
I think it looks fine.
Yeah, I think it's solid. But we're going to close up this piece. We're probably going to eventually get a roller mat down here from Red Sea. So a Red Sea roller mat we're going to put right there, and then we're going to block it all off too. That way it cleans up this. The only reason we have a power head here is because it's my ghetto way of holding this little breeder box. That way that guy doesn't get beaten up. Could use a clip, but I just like to be sketchy and do everything the wrong way, so that's okay. But this tank has been awesome. Shout out to everyone who's helped with the tank. You know, I can't say enough thanks to everyone who's participated in, like, donating stuff or helping out with the project. I think this is definitely my favorite tank in the whole hobby. And the next store we plan on doing, we'd actually like to do another GlassCages tank and probably double this size. So we'll have the big one, and then we'll have this little one right next to it as well. So 160 gallons, and I'm thinking the next one's going to be like 300, 325, something like that. So we're pretty excited. As the pond turns on right as I finish the video.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the page. We'll have GlassCages info right in the description so you can click on it and check it out and, you know, totally build a 160 gallon just like us. But not really. Don't do it just like us because ours is way cooler than everyone else's. Do something different. Be creative. Peace out.